Many thanks, Laikon. Joining us now to discuss this in the studio is Dr. Tuyi Mebawondu, a public affairs analyst. Good to see you, sir.
Thank you, Felicity.
All right. The president was expected, a lot of persons expected that he will dissolve his cabinet today, but the instruction is that they will continue to work until May 29. What are your thoughts on this? And is there any implication or significance?
It's quite strange. This is how I think it's strange. Because, number one, let's face it, when President Muhammadu Buhari was coming in 2015, he didn't meet any minister on ground, okay? And normally, the head of those ministries, which are the permanent secretaries, are sufficiently trained to take charge of the affair of the ministry, get the handover paper notes, and prepare for the next minister, incoming minister. Now, if you fail to dissolve the cabinet at this point in time, what difference are they going to make in the next? They have 1.5 days to work, Thursday, full day, half days on Friday, which is actually, you know, what's it called, prayer day or Muslim prayer day. So what difference are they going to make in 2 days that you think you have to let them continue for 2 days? You know, because for me, if you have done consistently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years, and you are still waiting for another 2 days, what are they coming to do? Now, and some of them are quite instructive. Look at, for 8 years, a person like Minister of Aviation, Hadi Sirika, was on a project called Air Nigeria, okay, for 8 years, spent all sorts of money, promising to deliver, nothing happened. What is, for instance, what is that going to do?
So okay. What could have necessitated this decision? Is there a precedence to this kind of behavior?
It has never happened. As far in my adult life, since I've known democracy since the time of Shehu Shagari, it has never happened. Okay, normally you give them some time to just go tidy things, put them together, because now there's a proper handing over process and tidying of your papers, which you are going to give to the permanent secretary. How long do you want them to do that? You know, do you want them to be doing that on the 29th, which is actually a whole day? You want them to come during the weekend to do it? So I don't see the rationale.
Let me put, there's an elephant in the room here that a lot of persons are skeptical about bringing up. Some people are saying that might this have any bearing with the suspicion and concerns over any kind of disruption for the May 29 inauguration?
It's too late. You see, anybody that chooses to disrupt the flow now, is going to cause more problems for the country. Besides, you see, the only way you can disrupt that is through a process, a court process. And you should allow that to run its course. Because, you know, we've started, you know, we had a lot of challenges in the past 6 months of this administration, even let's say 8 months, because we were faced with the Naira challenge, the crunch, the confiscation of Naira, lack of everything, you know, and then we enter into election that was very fractious. So Nigeria is so divided, even up to now, you're seeing the division playing out. Then we now got to a point where it's okay, this is what we have, and people put their papers together and enter into a court. Listen, court, please listen to my complaint. I won, this person shouldn't win, these are the reasons. And
so you're just saying those concerns have no basis?
If anyone that chooses to truncate that by any means, it's going to throw the country into that extreme chaos. We saw what is happening in Sudan. Nobody wants that kind of scenario in Nigeria. We have a lot of stress, enough stress, and no country is ready to take exodus of Nigerians. Recently, British banned them from, you know, coming with their spouses to study in UK. US, we have to wait forever. Ghana will not. All
right, there's a couple of other issues I'd like to take your mind through quickly. What should Nigerians be expecting in the next few days of the Buhari's administration?
Nothing. You see, the only thing we're expecting from Buhari now is just, please, sir, hand over and go. Nothing. What are you expecting?
So what about the concerns that's been raised about the loans that seems to be taken at the twilight of this administration?
Listen, and that's another surprising thing. For many years you stood, you were just pandering, delaying, you know, and then you woke up one day and start picking loans. To do what now? You see, because you have 2 days or 3 days, so to say. Wait, just hand over and let the next person run the country, run the economy. where close to, I'm sure if you waste and means, value waste and means, you are going to above 100 million in terms of debts now, 100 trillion in terms of debt now in Nigeria. How do you want us to pay those things back? A country with this kind of economy, unemployment rate as high as 33%, and then youth disenchantment, you cannot stimulate the economy anyhow. You are putting inflation rate at 18.5% in an economy that's not employing people, that's not creating jobs. You put inflation rate at that. What is actually driving the inflation? You are not addressing those critical factors. And then in 2 days, you are picking up loans. Let the man just park his road properly and go. We've done a lot. We've tolerated enough of whatever anybody's talking about. Let him just park his road and go and leave.
All right, let's talk about the incoming administration. What would you expect them to do upon swearing in? Some of the immediate steps they should begin to take?
I am expecting, honestly, a presidential order that would address the following things. Nigeria is so divided and fractious. You need to build, you need to, bring Nigerians together. The youth are so disenchanted. You need to look at something critical that will help the youth, bring Nigerians together. You need to declare things on unemployment. You need to sign a presidential order on unemployment, because without employment and all these things happening, we're still going to run into big trouble. Then you need to look at the economy. What are we doing? For all I care, it's so tendentious because you're having challenges with fearful importation, subsidy here and there. Those things are not ideal. You need to stimulate how to produce in this country. There must be a presidential order addressing those critical things. If we don't do that and then reassure people, let them have hope in Nigeria. Because without those kind of hope, you understand, you cannot innovate, you cannot create, you cannot drive the economy. So I'm expecting those kind of presidential orders. Then secondly, I'm expecting that immediately, by next week, we should be seeing the list. After inauguration of the National Assembly, after they must have done whatever they're fighting, after the inauguration, I'm expecting by this week following, we want the names of those people that's going to serve as ministers. And we don't want to see
indefinitely.
We don't want to see those kind of characters. So I hope there's somebody with the same characters that will be minister. Or else there won't be hope.
We shall see what happens after May 29. Thank you very much, Dr. Tuyi Mebawondu, for speaking with us.
Thank you, Felicity. It's always a pleasure.